everybody, welcome back to another fantastic episode of Ready to Die Fighting. I'm Chris, and we're doing another little update to Nate's bike. This time I'm replacing the tires, and I'm not going to actually replace the tires in this video. I already did a video on how to change inner tubes. It's basically the same process, but instead of putting back on the old tire, you're putting on a new tire. So use your tire levers, deflate the inner tube, use your tire levers, take it off, put on new one. What this video is more about is when you should change your tires and just thinking about tire selection. I'm not sick or anything, I was just lost my voice a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me. So Nate's bike is a mountain bike, and here is his back tire. See if you guys can see this here. If you look at the thread here, or tread, whatever, it's pretty much completely smooth here. It's supposed to be big and knobby. Like you got these big knobs on the sides, but the center, and that's where the majority of your riding happens, is right along this center line. When you're turning and whatnot, you're gonna, hit these parts, and that's why they're still big, but most of the time you're in the center line. And so this is completely flat. He's got virtually no traction or anything whatsoever. And this tire is about a year old, but it's a mountain bike. And so it's designed for dirt and grass and, softer stuff. And we put a lot of miles on concrete, whether it's at a metro park or state park or just riding around the neighborhood. We've been doing a lot of street biking this year. We did do some mountain biking last year, but most of the biking we were doing these days is road biking. And that's harder on mountain bike tires. It's going to wear them down a lot faster. And it can be pretty dangerous. Once he loses traction, or starts losing that, he's going to be more likely to have some flats. It can even puncture and kind of have like a blowout, which if we were just, riding around the neighborhood, no big deal, you could fall and get hurt potentially. That would suck, but kids fall on bikes all the time anyway. But we ride in busy streets a lot. We ride, we could be 25 miles from home on a busy road, and sometimes after dark. And that's just a dangerous situation. I don't want him to fall or get hurt. And if you think about your car, if you're driving on bald tires, I personally have learned my lesson. I was driving on some pretty bad tires and got into a terrible car accident a few years ago. And so never again. Lesson learned. So make sure that you are replacing your tires regularly. Make sure you're getting the right type of tires and the right size as well. So I'll show you what I got for him. It's these Schwinn, and I went with hybrid tires. So they're 26 inch, which this is also 26 inch. That's the diameter, but the width or thickness of the tire is actually on this one, I think it's 1.95. Yes, 26 by 1.95. However, the new tire is 2 inches. And you do have some flexibility there. As long as you're at 26 inches, the correct diameter for the wheel, you do have some flexibility there where you can go with a slightly thicker or maybe even slightly narrower tire if you want. And the inner tube, if you look at the boxes for the inner tube, they usually have a variance there as well. It's in between two sets of numbers. So you can go a little bigger, a little bit smaller. So I think 26 by 2 inches, I didn't really care so much about the size. I was interested in the tread pattern. So this is quite different from his old tire. And I put a front one on already. You can see it. See if I can show this to you guys. So if you see here, we've got kind of a mountain biking big knobbly tread on the side, but the center line is pretty flat. And so this is a tire that's supposedly going to be able to work quite well on flat concrete, but also going to do well on gravel and dirt as well. Now, it's probably not going to be the best at any of those things, but realistically, that kind of fits the way we ride quite well. And this is probably what I would recommend if you are buying a bike or trying to get a bike for prepping. A hybrid bike is probably the best way to go. Bikes and tires that are specifically meant for roads, they go really fast, really great on nice, smooth, clean concrete. And you can get up to like 45, 50 miles an hour if you're in good shape and trained for it. Probably not going to be able to do that on a mountain bike. But the minute you get onto some gravel or some mud or grass or whatever, you're going to have a much harder time. And I really saw this. I was riding my bike with one of my friends, and she has a road bike. And I was on my big plus tire mountain bike. And the gearing ratios are different. The tires are very different. And on smooth concrete, I was pedaling. It felt like twice as hard and struggling to keep up with her. And she's just kind of cruising along. And then we turned onto a dirt road. It was very loose gravel, and she actually had to get off of her bike and walk it. Whereas I was riding just as easily on the gravel, the loose gravel, as I was on the concrete. Nate didn't have any problem either with his old tires. But these hybrids, they're kind of designed to walk in both worlds. So he's not going to do any big, heavy, hardcore mountain biking with these tires. But at the same time, he's not going to do that with his bike, and he's not going to do that at his current skill level and age and everything anyway. So it's kind of irrelevant. But this is going to be a great, I think, upgrade for him and for the way we ride, and what I would recommend if you are looking to get a bike for yourself. They design bikes that are specifically called hybrid bikes for this exact purpose. Not necessarily prepping exact purpose, but the idea of people who are just riding their bikes for fun, maybe commuting and whatnot, and just I think of kind of like the weekend warriors and stuff. You're not going to go do some big, I don't know what they do, like the 100-mile up mountains and all that, these long cycling road races and all that. You're not going to do mountain biking and tricks and jumps and all that. It's just kind of like regular people on different types of terrain and different fitness levels, riding their bikes and having fun. And I think that's a really good choice for prepping, because you do have that versatility, and they often are a bit more robust. They're not like typically these super lightweight bikes. You can beat them up a little bit. You can bog them down with a lot of cargo and whatnot, and they'll hold up to it. So that's not exactly what Nate's bike is, but by putting these hybrid tires on there, he's kind of taking a step towards that. And another thing that we got today, a little sidetrack, is before we were pumping up our bikes with a little hand pump, and I had that because, that's what I put on my, that's what we carried with us in the backpacks and when we're riding. But as you probably saw in that video of me changing the inner tube, it takes forever to fill up a bike tire with those stupid little hand pumps. I mean, it works on the side of the road, but picked this bad boy up today, and this is so much easier, so much quicker. Nate loves it. I'm really liking it as well. And it wasn't very expensive. I had been looking at some at REI by Topeak, because I do like that company. But I found this just at a big box store for I think like $20. It's got a metal base. It takes the Schrader and the Presta valves. You got a nice big gauge, so you can see your pressure, and it also gives you kind of some indicators. If you're doing a mountain bike, a road bike, hybrid bike, kind of give you a ballpark of where you should be. A few pumps, this thing was full. So definitely get yourself a floor pump or a track pump. I used to have one, and I can't remember what happened to it. I think it was probably a cheap one, and I broke it or lent it to somebody or whatever. But finally got another one, and this is awesome. Loving it. Saved a lot of time and energy changing this wheel out. All right, so that's it for today. I'm enjoying doing videos about biking. Nate was kind of saying today, he's like, is this turned into a biking channel? I'm like, I don't know. I don't think it is, but I mean, this is what we do in the summer, and I kind of record our adventures. And, you know, the whole idea is zombie fighting, fitness, and fun. And so this is a way that we're staying fit and having fun. And it definitely applies to prepping if you're going to be bugging out, if you want to get a good cardio workout, if you want to work your legs and, you know, your balance and coordination and all that. And plus it's just a ton of fun. So, and you can like kind of use it to check out different routes and stuff. There's, to me, biking and prepping go hand in hand. Almost as much as martial arts and prepping. So it's just another side of it. So I'm hoping you guys like this series of videos. I probably will do a few more, and then we're halfway through summer already. Like, yeah, by the time this video comes out, it'll probably be August. And so I'll probably be done doing biking stuff soon. So if you don't enjoy this, I'm sorry. But we'll be done in probably a few weeks by the time this is out, and back to more martial arts. All right, like and subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.